Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, everybody, it's your girl, Sunny. Clint, you want to say hi?
What's going on, good people? How y'all doing out there?
We got a great show lined up for you guys. Today is March 16, 2017. And if you are listening now, you are listening on blogtalkradio.com/GFT radio show. What I was going to say to you guys. Oh, if you want to call in and like to join in our topic, the phone number is 657-383-1155. You can also tweet us because we'll be tweeting live throughout the show at GFT_radio. Tonight, it's March, guys. March is Women's History Month. Women's History Month, and we will be highlighting some women that we think is worthy of the highlight, or not even that we think they're worthy. They are worthy of being highlighted during this month, and we're going to kick the show off that way before we jump into our main topic. So, without any further ado, the person that I chose to highlight for Women's History Month on this podcast tonight is Carla Hayden. She is the 14th Librarian of Congress. She was made. She assumed that office September 14, 2016, by our President Barack Obama. She is not only the first woman to hold that title as Librarian of Congress, she is also the first African American woman to lead the National Library. So that's like a double whammy. So girl power, for real. What? Are you laughing at me? I had to say girl power. I couldn't do it. I had to do it. But Carla was born in Tallahassee, Florida, on August 10th, 1952, and she basically made her way up into being to where she is right now. She started off as a CEO of Enoch Pratt Free Library in Baltimore, Maryland. And then, she became a member of the National Museum and Library Services Board in January 2010, and she had been there for quite a while, and up until she got the title now, where she is the librarian of the Congress. So I definitely had to shout her out. Look her up. You can Google her and find out more fun facts about her. But I definitely felt like she was worthy of being highlighted. So that's who I chose. Clint, what did you choose?
Okay. I chose Michelle Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
She is an associate professor of law at Ohio State University, Moreland College of Law, a civil rights advocate and writer. She is best known for her 2010 book, The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration and the Age of Color Blindness. She served for several years as the director of the Racial Justice Project at the ACLU of Northern California, which spearheaded a national campaign against racial profiling by law enforcement. She directed the Civil Rights Clinic at the Stanford Law School and was a law clerk of Justice Harry Blackmun at the U.S. Supreme Court, and for Chief Judge Abner Mikva on the United States Court of Appeals for the D.C. Circuit. But she really is best known for her book, The New Jim Crow, which was published in 2010. In it, she argues that systemic racial discrimination in the United States has resumed following the civil rights movement's gains. The resumption is embedded in the U.S. war on drugs and other governmental policies, and it's having devastating social consequences. She considers the scope and impact of this current law enforcement, legal and penal activity to be comparable with that of the Jim Crow laws of the 19th and 20th centuries. Her book concentrates on the mass incarceration of African American men. And I remember reading that book about 3 years ago. You feel me? And it made a lot of sense because blacks are arrested at a higher rate than any other race. Our sentences are longer. So it's like basically they still getting paid off our labor, other brothers that's locked in prison. You feel me? So, I just wanted to highlight it for that, so for bringing that to the light.
That's definitely a good person to highlight. So definitely. This is my first time hearing her name, so like you definitely brought someone to my attention that I have never heard of. So I'm grateful for that. And like I said, I like when we do stuff like this. As I said before, we get to learn things not only during Black History Month, but we get to learn about just people that we don't know about that, doing great things in the world. And definitely thank you for bringing her to our attention. So.
Yeah, shout out to Michelle Alexander. You feel me?
Yes. So
now we can jump into this nice little topic.
Yeah. So guys, the topic of tonight, we try to think of a topic, and I hit my peoples up, and Clint came up with a good one. Do people really know you? I mean, we know all these people. And I think you brought up also, do like our close relatives know us? And that's such a good topic. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just our close relatives, our closest friends.
Yeah.
Anybody, those are closest to us, co-workers, whoever. Now, do they really know the true us, and do we really know the true them?
Yeah. That's definitely. It made me think about. Remember the episode when I had my sister come on, the comfortable in my skin.
Yeah.
Like how we said we grew up in the same house, but she didn't know how I felt, and I didn't know how she felt. Well, I didn't really know her struggle, and she didn't know my struggle. So that goes to show you that you don't really know. I mean, you could grow up in the same house and not know somebody.
True indeed.
And that's like, you would think with being that close in proximity that you would know somebody. And like I put on the info inside of the show topic. I put like also like, or do we show people different versions of ourselves?
True.
Because it's not that we want everybody to know who we are as a person, but like, do we show different versions of ourselves depending on what situation or what setting we're in?
I know for me personally, I really can't say that I do. That I do. Like I adapt to my situation. You feel me? But I don't think I'm showing my true self. You feel me? Like, say if I go on a job interview. Like, say we go on a job interview. Now,
yeah.
if I go on a job interview, I'm being me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also, I'm showing them. I'm really just accentuating my qualities that's for the job. You feel me? Not my personal life. Or, they may ask questions about previous jobs, my work history and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I'm being me. You know what I mean? They're not getting the whole, person, you feel me, because that's not what the situation calls for. You know what I mean? They ain't asking really for my personal life. So
mm-hmm.
I can see like someone saying, well, you may be putting up a front, but not necessarily. To me, it's like I'm just accentuating my qualities for this job. You know what I mean? I'm not being nothing outside of me.
Yeah, and I think I don't want people to get mixed up with the thinking that because you're presenting different version of yourself. I guess like you said, it depends on the situation. When you're at work or you're at a job and you want to put your best self forward, you're not going to act like how you would act with your friends. You would act you would be your professional self. But I'm more along the lines of like meeting new people, getting to know people, or just people that you've been around for years. You know how they are. And like you kind of like say if you hang around the front and they rowdy, they always in some mess. You will be you will alter your behavior around them just so that way you kind of more alert. That if you're around them, there's a possibility that something could happen. Stuff like that.
True. You know what I mean? That's circumstance. That's circumstances.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like that circumstances that circumstances always decide how you act or react.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But you're not. That's all that is. You're just reacting to a situation. You're not necessarily being a different person than who you are. You feel me? When I thought of this question, it was mainly, it was like, because I posted it on Facebook. something similar. You know, I made a statement. I was like, if you haven't had a conversation with haven't had more than 3 conversations with somebody, real conversations with somebody in over 10 years, you really don't know that person anymore.
Yeah, because people change.
Yeah, people change. You know, people change day to day. You feel me? Night and day. In the same day, a person can change. You know, and like, so if you haven't really had like 3 real conversations to see what their head has been or certain stuff they have been through over the past 10 years, like you really don't know that person anymore.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's a whole different individual. Now, you know, some people don't grow or mature.
Exactly. So
they probably act the same way they did at 23, at 33.
Wow.
You feel me? But at the same time, like, those are just actually, like, do you know why?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we really don't know what a person is going through. You feel me? Because
sometimes they don't
say somebody seen you.
Change.
Say somebody know us, right? They know me and you from back in the day. But they haven't really talked to me in about 10 years. You feel me? Like, we probably had seen each other here and there. Oh, what's up? You know what I mean? How you been? This, that, and the third. But kept it moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, that same person to see you and say, you haven't seen me. You know what I mean? And then start telling you, you know what I mean, stuff about me. And, like, you like, all right, you feel me? You getting your information from them but about me, but they really don't know what they talking about.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And that happens a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That happens a lot. So, and then we'll get false information about people. We'll have different perceptions about people from misinformation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what really made me come up with the question.
Yeah, because even like, and it's funny because this guy I had dated at the time, I was a kid, like maybe middle school or whatever. He's sitting there friend on Facebook, and he's like, yeah, you haven't changed, you just got older, blah, 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 and third. And after having a conversation with him, I realized that he's the same type of person he was back when we were kids. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm like, yeah, like, and it's kind of like weird because at this age now, at what point do you mature? At what point do you realize that the same thing you were doing back, not necessarily doing the same thing, but like on the same path, like really didn't change, just got older and did extra shit, like you still on the dumb stuff that don't make no sense. But you want me to talk to you, and it's like I can't talk to you because you how you're living. I feel like I will be dating you back from when we were in middle school. That's not going to work for me. And then you realize that person didn't change, and then he's like, oh well, you mad different. Because I grew up.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know how else to say it, but hold on, we got a caller. Hold on. Caller, you're in the line.
What up, though? Willie Styles.
I knew it.
What's going on, Willie?
What's going on, people? Enjoying the show so far. You guys hitting all the edges on this topic, of course, and but I just wanted to throw my little 2 cents in. As soon as I saw this topic, I was like, I gotta be on the line tonight. I gotta be on the line. So, because I was just telling somebody how I feel like when I'm around certain people, I have to be a certain type of way, just so that either they can be comfortable because they don't need to know who I really am when I'm around other people, right? You know what I'm saying? So, be it, if I'm at work, I act a certain way, of course, because I'm in the corporate America. When I'm at home with the kids, I act another type of way because my children, they need to see me as, as a role model, as a father, and that kind of thing, authoritarian sometimes. But when I'm around my boys, then, Willie Styles comes out and I let loose, you know what I'm saying? So it's always a different method of dealing with people, right? That way maybe I can feel comfortable too sometimes. You know what I mean? Because I definitely wouldn't feel comfortable approaching my work coworkers the way I approach my boys. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be comfortable. That'd be awkward. You know, as well as I wouldn't feel comfortable talking to my boys the way I talk to my kids, because you know what I mean. You know, telling them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, making them feel like daddy's home, whatever. So it's all about how you feel comfortable in dealing with people, and sometimes that face you put on, and that's how I look at it. You know, it's not about not being real or true to yourself. Sometimes some people do it because they sometimes feel like they have to hide part of themselves. I mean, I think sometimes around certain friends, I act a certain way versus other friends. I mean, I kind of thought about what you guys said about the growth, right? I have friends that I grew up with that they only went so far, right? And so, I approach them a little differently than I approach people who came up with me, but they attained kind of the status that I've attained in terms of, got professional careers. We have either children or know how to handle children, and things like that, you know what I mean? So I think it's all about, how you want to deal with people, too. If you want to keep them at arm's length or if you want to pull them in close.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a question. I have a random question. Well, it's a part of this. But because you know how people put their whole lives on Facebook, people try to figure people out on social media. Do you think that even if they're not your close friends, your social media friends, know you, do they know the real you, or they know a version of who you allow them to see?
I believe you talk about my closest friends, right?
No, I'm talking about like they're just your Facebook friends. You know how people post on Facebook and they can kind of, people try to guess about how people are. Yeah,
see, I can't judge nobody. I refuse to judge somebody strictly on Facebook. You know what I mean? Because, like we said, that's a platform to where, sometimes people put up a facade. You feel me? On there, but then it's still not personal to me. Like it's a computer screen.
Yeah, but some people take that seriously though.
Yeah, well, some do. I'm talking about me though. I can't. It's not personal. Because a lot of times communication. We always talk about communication is key. That's a form to keep in touch, but it's not necessarily a form of communication, because sometimes you got to communicate face to face. That's the best communication, because then you can read body language. You can really get the context of what somebody is saying. You know what I mean? Like even over the phone, you really can't. A message can get misconstrued over the phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I really. Now we're talking about through a computer over the internet, just because they posting pictures or what have you. Now I'm not going to judge them good nor bad off of that. You feel me? I just look at it. It is what it is.
Okay. Willie?
Yeah, I mean, me as a person, I'm not fully on display on social media. I mean, I think I'm honest in what I post. I'm honest in what I either like or what I repost and things like that. So I think people can get an idea of the kind of person that I am. But they're not going to see everything about me. They're not going to know who I am around. The homies. They're not going to know specifics about who I am around. My coworkers. But I think as a personality, I think they kind of get a good sense of who I really am, because I take passion in what I post, right? I take passion in what I put out there, because I want to be able to answer to it too. You know what I mean? Me personally, I want to be able to say I posted this because it either meant something to me or I thought it could mean something to somebody else for the greater good. So I always want to be, upfront about who I am. Because, I'm not about to create a persona that ain't me, because I'm not about to try to hold up to that. And you're not going to be expecting me to hold up to that standard.
Exactly.
I think with my social media, I share certain things. People, it's funny because people think I share everything about my life on Facebook, and I don't. I do share about my son's journey with autism, so they know that side of me. They know more about me and my interaction with my kids than anything. They know that I'm an asshole and I make random outbursts about random stuff. I think if people read my blog, they would know more about me than they can find out through, like, Facebook or Twitter. I think reading my blog, I share more of me. You won't know everything about me, but you'll learn a lot more about me on my personal blog than you will learn. Like, it's like you probably learn more versus if you never talk to me. You'll probably know more that way because I share a lot on my blog. Even my former blog I shared a lot of myself on there. But I do that because that's like to me, that's like my little diary. I talk about my life and I get my little advice to people that don't really know me. Like, I'm like 100% unfiltered. This is who I am on my blog, and you get it, and it's unfiltered. So at that point, you know more about me than you would know on the social media, like as far as Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat and shit like that. But I don't think they know everything there is to know about me, because there's a lot of stuff that I do keep private, some stuff I don't share, although it seems as if I'm getting off a lot more than what people know about me. Like, everybody doesn't know everything about me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say go off of that and say that is me with nothing else. I'm so much more than that.
Mm-hmm. It's just like in real life. It's just like in real life, we all know everything, not for everybody.
Exactly.
Even with our closest friends. You feel me? We all know, like, everything, not for everybody. So I go by the premise is I'm not going to expect something from you that I wouldn't give myself. Mm-hmm. So if I already know everything, not for everybody. So when I get on a social media site, I'm going with that same premise. Like, I'm gonna post some personal stuff on there. You feel me? To give you a glimpse of just who I am, what I deal with. You know what I mean? But some stuff is just for me and my family.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that same respect to the point to where I know even if you post some random stuff that I don't agree with, I'm not gonna hold you to because we all have different opinions on things. I'm not going to judge you off that because really I don't know what you was going through at that moment or during that day to make you even feel that way. That could just been a split moment in time.
Mhm.
You feel me? So I know and I still know you're not going to give me everything within your personal life. So I'm not going to judge you negatively or positive. If I don't want to see your post, I just unfollow. Or
exactly.
Like, I really don't take that personal. I think people take that too personal on the internet. When somebody unfriend you or unfollow, it's like, or block you or something. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, first of all, I block people. Thank God for Facebook and that unfollow button, because I got some people that don't know how to put a literate sentence together. Like, I swear I read their shit and the people talking on it, I'm not figure out what the fuck they said. Like, that type of stuff I can't be bothered with. Like, just certain things. Like you said, it's simple as unfollow or unfriend or block. I'll block you. If you really chaotic and I feel like you ain't never going to grow the hell up, I can't be a part of that. And I got family members that I love to death. They chaotic. I can't. Like, at what age do you just get your life together and just, who got time to be fighting and arguing with people every day? I don't have time for that. And if I argue with somebody, it's going to be a reason.
Now, like, I know somebody on there, when you read their posts, you feel me, like they sound chaotic and they sound like real ratchet when you read their posts. But then when you're around them, they're totally opposite.
Yeah. But some people do it for their shit in their social media.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you really don't know nobody on social media, because they could post all that stuff they want on there, but that doesn't mean like they're like that. Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because if you don't know nothing about me through my social media posts, you know that I'm silly as hell, I'm petty, I'm childish, and I'm an asshole. That's things that you're gonna know. That's certain sides of me you're gonna see, because I post asshole shit.
I'm petty. I do petty shit. Like, you know, just out of pure fun, not to be chaotic, not to do things, but I just like to be petty. I wake up, you know, I feel like being petty today. I'm going to be petty and post something petty. But, like, I do it in the sheer act of being fun. And like, you do have people that do stuff that's not really like that, and you just look at them and stuff like that. And it's funny, and like, we can go back even further when we was doing the election thing. I posted something about the election, and somebody hit me up, like, I didn't know you paid attention to stuff like that. Oh, like, why? Because you never heard me. I never really, like, dropped, like, a philosophy on Facebook, a whole half a page paragraph. No, just because I'm not doing that don't mean I don't know anything.
Let me ask Willie something. Right. Willie, have you ever encountered, like, somebody from the past and, like, say that you went to school, high school with or something, and they thought, like, you were still the same way you were back then? Or, like, they approached you in that same type of context, like it was, like, they thought you still had the same mindset as you was when you were in high school?
I mean, I guess in a way, but I mean, when I was in high school, I was probably one of the more mature people, so people just kind of expected me to be a certain kind of way. When I got older, they're like, oh, you know, he's gonna have it together, he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that kind of thing. And luckily for me, you know, I haven't let them down on that. So, but you know, I think one thing that people have always been shocked about was the fatherhood thing, right? You know, especially when you think about people who try to be successful out the gate. You know, you don't take them for child bearers, right? You know what I mean? So when you see somebody do something, and then especially too being young black men, you know, they don't expect us to take the role that we take as fathers when we do take on these greater roles, especially like, you know, I take care of my kids full time. I have a grandchild, I have a godchildren, you know, so I take care of a lot of kids, take care of a lot of people, and so that's kind of one of those things that shocks people, you know what I mean, when they don't keep up with what I'm doing, or they don't, or they just seeing me after years and years. You know, the thing that always surprises me is when I do meet somebody who they you know, you off the gate, you can tell that they haven't really moved past where they were when you last talked to them 15, 20 years ago, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I graduated high school a little over 20 years ago, and I mean, for the most part, most of the people at my 20-year reunion were, they had, you know, moved on in life to something either bigger, better, or different. But there was a few, you know, that I ran into, and I'm like, wow, you know, like, do they know that it's 2014 at the time? Like, do they realize it's 2014 and not 1999 anymore? You know, like we not still at college, we not still in high school. You know, so it saddened me in a way, because I'm like, you know, the growth that they should have had isn't there, or the maturity that they should have had isn't there. Were they putting on the front for me? I don't know. You know, were they doing it because they thought it was going to be comfortable for us? I don't know. But, you know, it seemed genuine. It seemed real. So, you know, that was that.
Okay. I can get that. I remember over this past summer, I had seen a friend I ain't seen, I'm talking about in years. You feel me? It could have been about 20 years, you feel me? And he was like, damn, Clint, I thought you'd be a doctor or something right now. You feel me? I thought to myself, like, what? I said, wow. I felt like I let him down. You feel me?
Right? Like, I about to say, damn, like, I'm not a doctor like that.
But it had me thinking, like, damn, like, what type of, you feel me, that's how he viewed me. You know what I mean? Like, as being smart, you know, like, I got good grades in school. You feel me? But I used to get in trouble with him in school at the same time. But, you know, he went a different path that I didn't. So I guess in his mind, he thought, you feel me, my path was going to be smoother.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? He thought I had it easier. You know what I mean? You know, when we sit down and conversate, you feel me, then you see what we go, you know, type of stuff that we went through similar stuff growing up. You feel me? So, like, that he didn't know. You feel me? So he formed his opinion upon me over some, like, he just thought I had it better than him, so to speak. You know what I mean? I was like, you feel me? You don't know what, just because some people don't complain or they react differently to certain things doesn't mean they're not going through it too.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's what go to the old saying is like, you don't know what nobody else going through.
Unless you walk a mile in their shoes.
Yep, you don't know what they're going through.
And it's funny because I look at the lifestyle I was living. Like, I don't think, like, up until maybe, actually not even then, after I got grown, I stayed, like, my daughter stayed my ass. Because I think, seriously, if I would have been going on the same path I would have been going on, had I been still immature, I probably would have been in the gang, killed, or in somebody's jail. That's where I was at. I was going. Because I was just, you know, reckless. I ain't care. You know, I just was out there. You know, I stayed fighting people. You know, it was just all the time. And you got to kind of look at yourself and realize that that's not where you want to be. And you got to kind of save yourself because, you know, I mean, because I see people now, like security guards, I done had altercations with, you know, teachers and miscellaneous people. They're like, oh, wow, like, you not the same person you were when you were young. And I'm like, yeah, like, it took a lot. Like, it took a lot because I was not living right. So, you know, I'm thankful for where I am now and where I probably could have been. But before we go on, I want to say shout out to the podcast queens. I tweeted out, do you think people on social media know you? And they put yes to a certain extent. And I asked them to care to explain. They said I posted about my real life likes, dislikes, some activities, family, friends, and all of it should paint a pretty good picture of her. So that's one of the podcast things that makes you feel like that people can know you via your social media. So shout out to the podcast queens. You got to check out their podcast. I listened to it a couple of times. It's a good podcast.
Yep. Appreciate that. Let me ask y'all this, because now we saying all this, right? This is something I don't believe in. I don't believe in first impressions. You know what I mean? Like, everybody always say first impressions are big. Do y'all believe that? I don't believe in first, because I believe it's like, you know, that's not the real you at the end of the day.
Well,
you feel me? So I'm not going to be too like overly impressed, because I understand that, all right, this is you putting your best foot forward. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand in certain circumstances, like, of course, I was talking about the job interview early. Now, in the job interview, that's for a job. That's a professional setting. So, of course, in that setting, you're trying to put the best impression you can put on to get that job. But I'm just talking about, like, meeting each other, like going out, or when for somebody first introducing me to somebody, you know, like, I take it for what it is. You feel me? I'm going to judge you from that situation. But it's not me. Like, I'm not going to go overboard and make a decision on what type of person you are from that just very one encounter.
Well, I think the saying doesn't come from making your whole, you know, developing your entire viewpoint of a person based on that first impression in terms of how you're going to see them forever. I think it's more about how well can you interact with a person based on that first meeting, right? So are you going to give them that second chance? Are you going to be receptive of them or think, you know, less of them? You know what I mean? So I think it's more designed to tell you don't create a negative impression up front, because people will judge you on their negativity. Your positive impression will only be appreciated minimally. You know what I mean? Just like you're saying, because you're saying, hey, you know, if you come across as a cool person, I'm not going to say you're automatically a cool person. I'm just going to assume that you know how to make a good first impression. So I think, but if that person came off to you as rude, as nasty, if they stank, if they breath stank, if they had disheveled clothing, if they looked like they were thugged out, you're going to automatically, like, dismiss them. You're not going to even deal with them no more, because you're going to automatically be like, look how they came to me the first time they came to me, and you're gonna immediately create this whole picture about them in a negative light based on that first impression. Most people will do that. I would say 90% of the time, folks will disown you based on that first impression. Versus if you come positively, only probably 25% will believe you are the person you represented.
Yeah,
Good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, I think first impressions to an extent matter. Like Willie said, to piggyback off of Willie, that if you make a bad impression, that's more lasting than a good impression. That leaves like a bad taste in your mouth. You don't really know like how they can redeem themselves because they already turned you off to whatever it was. I think first impressions matter more when it's a date because you can't. If you're dating someone and you want to go out and date with them, you can't come. Like we get that people are nervous sometimes, stuff like that. That's one thing. To completely come off bad, you just ain't right. Period. So I think at that point it really matters then. I'm a big person of if you come with me with a positive first impression, I want to see how you are in different settings to see if that changes. If that makes sense. And I'm also like and also in a setting where like I said, when you know somebody or you say you know this girl from back when y'all dated back in middle school or something or grade school, whatever, y'all meet each other, y'all haven't seen each other in years, and all of a sudden when you grown, you meet up with her. Her impression at that point matters because you know her from back then, and you want to see if she's changed or what she's about currently. And if she gives if her first impression sucks, you're not even going to give her the time of day. So.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that.
So that's definitely something that you definitely want to think about because you like Willie said, you want to put your best foot forward. You don't want to be fake. You always be yourself, but just be mindful. Like make sure your breath.
You know what? I guess because I'm a skeptic. I'm a skeptic at heart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a skeptic at heart. So it's like because I've been burnt before. You know what I mean? As far as being too trusting, giving the benefit of the doubt, and it didn't work out in my favor. So as I grew older, I became more of a skeptic. So now it's like, I'm not going to judge. I just take the situation for what it is immediately. You feel me?
Yeah.
I build off your vibe.
Yeah.
If you got a good vibe, all right, we can rock. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I also know I still don't know you.
Yeah.
You feel me? I still don't know you. You feel me? I'm not going to allow you to rock me to sleep. And I guess that comes from the environment I come from, and for some of the, because I done seen people get set up like that, and I done seen people get robbed like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess that left an impression on me. Like I can't get caught slipping like that. In any setting. You feel me? Because I done seen, in a white collar setting. You feel me? So it's no violence, but I done seen people get abused. You know what I mean? Because they thought they went in there with the impression they thought it was good business. And then they got janked. You feel me? They found out it was cutthroat.
Yeah.
You feel me? So from my perspective, I'm always a skeptic from the door.
Okay.
From the door.
So I gotta flip that, reverse this question. Have you given off a bad first impression? And if you did, kind of give us a brief story of that one.
Oh hell yeah.
Like when you wasn't right that day.
Yeah, I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm an asshole like that sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. You feel me? I did it on purpose sometimes. You feel me? When for the exact reason, like I don't want you to think like a person had a preconceived notion of me. for whatever reason. You know, and it may have been right. You know, they may have some good information, but the fact that you had this preconceived notion, you was going off that, you was judging me by that notion, you know what, I'm going to give you a whole different me when you see, just on purpose. You feel I just won't be an asshole like that on purpose.
Oh, wow.
Now, if I did it before, I'm not saying I do it all the time, but I definitely did it on purpose before.
So how that work out for you?
I mean, sometimes it all is all about value. Like, if that person was really, like, you know, sometimes, you know, like, I be quite honest, I really ain't looking to big Fred.
I said sometimes people can see through that shit?
Of course, I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? People ain't stupid. Sometimes they can't. You feel me? But, you know, I know for a fact there's a couple people out there that don't like me. and
wow.
I made it my purpose. I made it exactly, you know what I mean? I did it on purpose. You feel me? Because, you know, you know what type of people I don't like? You know, snobbish people.
Mm-hmm.
Condescending people. People that automatically question your intelligence. I don't do that to people. I never underestimate anybody. You know what I mean? That's a lesson I learned and was taught real, real young. Never underestimate anybody. You feel me? Anybody. That's why I don't go by none of them creed where, you know what I mean, watch out for the quiet ones. You know, yeah, some quiet ones are.
It do be some quiet ones that be different.
Yeah, do be some quiet ones that be different. Then there's some that's quiet. And then they'll be like, all the loud ones, you know what I mean? They ain't about no ruckus. Well, I know some loud ones that's about some ruckus.
I'm a loud one about some ruckus.
Yeah, I'm neutral on all that. But it's like I don't like snobbish people who you know what I mean, who like to talk down and question people's intelligence, or, you know what I mean, like to embarrass people, like to bully people, especially, you know what I mean? I just don't like that. So if I get that type of vibe from you, oh yeah, you know what I mean, you're not gonna like me. You're not gonna like me. I really don't care. You know what I mean?
Really?
My point for you, not to like me.
So yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of I would think negative first impressions, maybe you know 2 or 3 maybe, but only because I kind of felt like I was maybe nervous or not really, you know, feeling the situation. I mean, the one thing people always are shocked too by me is that I come off as shy or reserved when I'm around new people, right? And so I won't immediately be like outgoing. I won't talk to folks. You know, I'll lay low in the back. I just like to observe the situation. So, you know, sometimes, you know, that can be misinterpreted as being standoffish or being, you know, not liking the environment. So I think, you know, I believe I've come off badly in that kind of situation when I wasn't comfortable myself with the situation. So do I want to be, you know, interpreted as that? Definitely not. But it happens. I've tried to learn how to attach now to things that are comfortable in a situation, so that I can, you know, come out of the shell and deal with the situation and the people in it a little quicker. But there's still those times where I just lay low.
You? What about you, son? Hello? Oh, did we lose that Sonny off the line?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I had my phone on me. I forgot. I'm sorry. I had a couple bad impressions. One in particular, I like this dude, and I finally got a chance to talk to him, and I was just being dumb. I was being dumb. I was more intimidated by him, so I tried to intimidate him. Didn't work out. Lost my chance to really talk to him. Didn't happen. Because you know I was nervous, and I didn't think he would talk to me, and he wanted to talk to me. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then we came to hang out, and I was all being dumb. You know, I was young and dumb, and you know, it didn't work out that way. So he was like my shoulda, coulda, woulda. If I had my shit together, and I didn't have my shit together, so I came reckless, and he kind of like, well, that's not my wave, and I'm like, oh no. Like, no, it's not like that. But by then it was over. It was over before it started.
I think sometimes, it's the time for all of us that we probably thought we left a real good impression. But the other person was probably like, nah. I think that probably happened to everybody. I know for a fact, probably a couple times, like, yeah, I left a good first impression. Like, nah, they rock with me. But sometimes it's like they about it. Like, man, you get the fuck out of here, man. I know it. You feel me? You know it. I know it.
No, we got another tweet. Other than Willie tweeting, because Willie says it matters, but when negative, 90% of the people will reject you. If it's negative versus 25%, will believe you're the exact person when it's positive. But we got a tweet by Teresa Salas. I'm gonna say her name right. It's at Teresa DF. She put, my question was, what was my question? Because now I don't remember what the other question was. It was, if someone from your past approached you and they assume that you were the same person that you were back then, and they approached you crazy, how would you address it? And she was like, I'd ask them who the F they were, because I feel you probably wouldn't remember them. And she put, thanks, military.
All right. Appreciate her for her little comment.
Right. Yeah, believe me, I've been there. I actually had a person call my name, government name, down the street as I was walking down the street and had remembered me from, like, kindergarten or first grade. I was, like, 19 years old. I'm like, dude, how do you remember me from kindergarten? He's like, man, I remember everybody. I'm like, I don't remember any of you people. Like, that's crazy, you know?
We got a friend. Well, I don't know if I think Willie knows Scott. This boy Scott that went to high school with us, this dude used to ride around with our high school yearbook. Like, Scott knew everybody. Like, he'll have it ready. He's like, yeah, remember this picture. I'm like, wow. Why would you be dragging around that yearbook? Like, why would you do that? Like, he one of them people that if he had a high school reunion, he would come to the yearbook and be ready.
That's crazy.
Just wait till you're 20. Just wait till you're 20th, and nobody looks like the people in your yearbook anymore.
It's already now. It's already now. People like, well, some people look the same. Some people you like, what? That's who?
Right.
Nah.
Yeah. It's been people that approach me with, that wide handshake, like you really know somebody. Oh man,
right.
What's up?
Yeah.
Give him that hard handshake. I'm sitting there like, yo, he looks familiar. But I don't know where I know him from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he looks so, you know what I mean? It be that way sometimes. So,
oh, man, it's like that for me all the time. It's like that for me all the time.
Yeah, some girl sent me one of our friends posted our junior 3 yearbook picture. Now, that picture I posted on my Instagram and my Facebook and everything. I look horrible. But anyway, she posted the yearbook thing. We ended up having like a little junior 3 year reunion or whatever. And this girl hit me up and was like, oh, my God, I remember you. When I tell you I have no idea who she is, she's still our Facebook friend. She talks to me constantly. I have no idea who the fuck she is. Dad has to remember me. She said, I remember you fought so-and-so, and girl, we was in class, we used to be laughing. Who were you? You had to be nobody, because I'm an asshole. I had to say shit like that. I didn't say it out loud to her specifically. And I didn't say it to her loud specifically because, I'm an asshole. Everybody knew me, know what it is. But I'm like, I really don't know her, and I wanted to be like, if she was telling me all the stuff that was back in junior 3, and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. I don't remember. Who are you? And then she told me her picture. I swear to God, like, if she ain't showed me her yearbook picture, I still want to know who the hell she was. She was nothing like her yearbook picture.
Right. I had a Facebook friend. I knew her from, I knew her from a different situation. That's where I remember her from. And then, one day we were having a conversation, and she remembered me from a whole nother situation and circumstance. Like, from years prior. I'm like, yo, I don't even remember. I didn't even know I knew you then. You feel me? It was like, I'm telling you, it was like when she knew me from childhood. That's where she remembered me from. But I don't remember her from then. Like, it's crazy. I do not remember her from childhood. But she brought up situations, times that only, like, she would know. That people that was there would know. I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? That's crazy to me. Like, some people, like, you got, like, ask some of your friends where they know you from, where they remember you from.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? It may be different from where you remember them from.
Right.
That's how I feel. I remember this boy. I remember this one boy. I was in love with him all through middle school. I loved him. He was in special ed, and I loved him. Shut up. Don't judge me. His name was Hector, and I loved him. He was in special ed, and he was a cute little Latino dude. He was tall and he was just cute. He had the cute hair. He reminded me of Eddie Torres from New York Undercover. But that's irrelevant. Anyway, like I saw him, I damn near broke my neck when I saw him. He don't even know who the hell I am right now. But I saw him, and I swear to God, I stopped right in my tracks like, oh my God, I love you. He looked at me like, bitch, who are you? I don't know you. My heart was broken. It was broken and shattered into millions of pieces. That's how it is. It happens that way. Sometimes you remember that don't even remember.
But have you had the person who you thought wouldn't remember you, and they claim they're your best friend? Like, they're not best friend, but you know what I mean. They like, oh, you know, like they was just so cool with you. You like, I know you, but you never gave me the time of day 10 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah, I've been there before too. Like, we was not that cool, bro.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a couple of people do that with the high school thing, and it was just like, dog, like I never hung out with you people. I don't know you, not like that. I guess it's all good. We family now.
No, but see, that's what the crazy part about it is. Like, I knew all my junior 3 people by the time I got to high school. But when I got to high school, I was in class with all Latinos. So, like, and it's not for nothing. Like, I ain't know Clint in high school.
Yeah.
We
went to the same high school. I do not remember Sarita. But see, they switched us and put us in communities, different learning communities.
Oh.
So if you wasn't in the business community.
No, I was in Renaissance. I was in Renaissance because I was in JLT6.
Yeah, see, Renaissance and the business community rarely cross paths.
Yeah, and I was on student government. I was in the drama club.
Yeah.
Like, and me and Clint went to the same school. We didn't know each other till how the hell we ended up being friends on MySpace? Yeah, we became friends on MySpace. After a while, we started.
Not that sound like Clint was thinking like I know I didn't pay attention to none of them groups before back then. So.
Yeah. JROTC is student government.
The dance club. That's it. That's all I cared about. Right.
Real. And the girls that was on the track team. I was chasing behind.
Exactly. The girls on the track team. Yeah.
Real.
Like that's the crazy part. Like, you go to school with somebody and you don't even know them. See, right. I paid attention to most of the people that I liked were upperclassmen. They was all anybody that I liked was when like my sister was. I came in 9th grade. My sister was in 12th grade. Most of the dudes I liked were graduating with her. Like I was like, oh, I love him. She's like, he's older than you.
I remember when they was planning for the class reunion, and like some of the people that were coming forward saying they graduated with us, and I'm sitting and I'm looking at them like, yo, I don't remember none of these people.
But we had a big class though.
Huh?
I said we had a big class.
I'll graduate in class and graduate that many.
Well, no, see, but listen, here's my little truth. I didn't graduate. I should have graduated with 2001, but I graduated with 2000.
Yeah.
Because I was a heathen. And I passed my HSBT in the first try, and they told me right before, the day before their senior prom in 11th grade, I was in 11th grade, the day before the senior prom, they told me I was graduating a year early. And I'm like, what? What about all my friends? I went to school with people forever. And I felt so weird at 2000 graduation, like, what? Like, none of my friends are here. I knew my brother's friends, but I didn't know nobody else. Like, I knew all of y'all. Well, I didn't know you, but, like, I knew, you know, I knew Kenya. Man, Kenya was to school forever.
Yeah.
We went to, I don't think we went to Gregory together, but we went to junior 3 and high school. It was crazy. So it felt weird, but, like, my heart is always class of 2001 because that's who I grew up with. So I never been to a class of 2000 reunion because to me it wouldn't feel right. Like, I don't know them people.
Mm-mm. Yeah, see. Yeah, it was weird to me. It was weird to me.
But at least most people, but that's the crazy part. A lot of people, most of the people that's from 2001 knew me. So it wasn't like, oh, what the hell are you doing here? No, I graduated early, but I'm still here because I postgraduated with you people.
See, Willie, I'll graduate. First of all, I had left Trenton for a minute. I was going to school out PA before I came back to Trenton High my 10th grade year. It was like, you know what I mean, like late October, when I came back to Trenton High. But that freshman class, when we graduated junior high, our freshman class going into Trenton High, was over 1,000.
Yeah,
it was like 2,000.
Oh wow,
it was a lot of us. Yeah,
and
we
then
only graduated between 300 to 400 people.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's a start time.
A lot of people that wasn't living right.
When I went to high school, it was about, I think it was a little over 800 of us in ninth grade, and then when we graduated, we still graduated like 650, so it wasn't too bad. I mean, we lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy though. 1,000 down to 350. That's man.
Now, listen, it's some people that I went to junior high with. You feel me? That I never seen again.
Yeah.
It's something like it just disappeared. It was some that I remember. It was a couple people. I'm telling you, I remember we be in school. I was in school. We was friends in school. You know what I mean? And one day they just didn't come.
And that was the end of that.
And I never seen them again.
I saw one guy that I graduated junior with. He was at Trenton High. I saw him on the streets, like he looked like he had been through everything. And I was just looking like, I'm talking about a dude that was like, his family dressed him like he was dressed like he was one of the most people that wore like the most name brand, like he would always dress fresh. And when I saw him, I just couldn't believe that was, first of all, I didn't realize it was him at first. And he said, hey, Teresa. I'm like, I look. And he said, it's me, Russell. I was like, you lying. That is not you. And it was him. And it was crazy because you, like, seeing people that I haven't seen and I see them now, wow.
Yeah. I'm telling you. It's some that I, like a lot of my friends, like I always say, like my friends from my neighborhood, they didn't graduate high school. You feel me? So, you know, when the time was to come to go to school, you feel me, they were still, you know what I mean, out here in the streets. And a lot of them got locked up, you know, this, that, and the third. You feel me? Some of them got shipped away, moved. You know what I mean? They had to go live with other family members. You know, so it was just like, wow. You know, a lot of people that, like, I just think back at a lot of friends I had, especially in my youth, that they're just not there anymore. You know, they was there one day and gone the next. Gone the next. Some of them I can't find on Facebook. You know, I be searching for them. Like, man.
Yeah, I think it's telling of the environments we grew up in, and it's telling of the situations that people go through in those areas, right? I mean, listening to what you're saying, I mean, it rings true for me too. Same thing happened to me back then, where people, and so I went to a high school that was like part of like the top 3 high schools in the city of Detroit, where you had to test to get into there. You had to have academic, levels of acumen in order to get into the schools and all that kind of stuff, or sports, that kind of thing. But we still saw people fall by the wayside, either, dropping out, getting, dropped back down to lower schools, getting involved in, like you said, lifestyles that took them out of either the school or life, you know what I mean? So it's telling, I mean, that's a stark contrast where you're describing your situation where, you're talking hundreds and hundreds of people. So it's not so bad for me, but it's still, enough it was an impact. It was something that I saw on a regular basis. My sister, she went to a school where only, I think it was like 60% of the kids at her school graduated. So you saw a lot of the kids end up, selling drugs or getting involved in crime, getting involved in all kinds of things, different things. It happened to kids in my school. I mean, shoot, I had kids that were in my school still selling drugs and stuff and still getting straight A's. But, it is what it is, right? But it's just crazy because that's the environment that you grew up in, where anything can happen to you. You have these paths that people take, and you think people are going to take a certain path based on what they're doing. Like I said, I grew up, doing things a certain way, and so people who knew me back then expected me to do a certain thing, right? But in our environment, anything can happen. You could get involved with the wrong group, you could get involved with the wrong situations, be it, the way you're trying to live or the way you're trying to work or get that work, so it's things that can happen even no matter what you started off, no matter where your path started off or where you thought you were headed, you could end up somewhere else. I mean, me, myself, I thought I was always going to be that 9-to-5er, but I was going to try to excel at what I did. But I took an entrepreneurial path after a while, and then I kind of thought I was going to do that until, I became rich. Unfortunately, family life and not unfortunately, but you know what I mean. But what happened was family life kind of took me in a different direction, and being, but then being a father took me in another direction where it was like, being having kids and then being a father of kids, it was 2 different directions too. So everything happens for a reason. Mm-hmm. Everything kind of takes you on a different path, but you can't really guess it. You know what I mean? You can't really pinpoint where somebody's going to end up based on what you see them doing right now. And I think that's also telling you of who that person is. Are they strong enough to withstand the pressures or the attraction of things that are not good for them, right? I mean, I had a cousin that could have been. I mean, he could have been one of the best businessmen out there. I mean, he had the mind for business. He had the mind to run companies, but he chose to go down a different path and do something that landed him in jail for 10 years or 15 years, however long it's going on now. And, and to see that fall that he took when I knew, what heights he could have attained. I mean, I looked up to him as a businessman and felt that, he could have helped me go even further, and we could have been partners in this, but, we chose different paths. So.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are currently in our after show. So I got a random outburst for you guys. You guys seen the Snoop Dogg video with depicting him shooting the clown Donald Trump?
No, I haven't seen it. I've read about it. I read about T.I.'s reaction to it.
T.I.'s, yeah.
And
initially Trump's reaction, T.I.'s reaction, and then Bow Wow's reaction. I've read about it, but I have yet to watch the video.
Well, I saw the snippet of it on what did I see? It was on TMZ, or did I catch it on the? I think I caught it on the blog, and they were saying how in the video he depicts Trump as being a clown with orange makeup and all that stuff, and he shoots this gun at him, but it's a fake gun that says the word bang. And Trump tweeted out like if that had been Obama, he would be in jail or something like that. I didn't hear about T.I., but I did hear about Bow Wow's response. But what do you guys think? Do you think that was far for Snoop?
I mean, I personally don't care about the Snoop Dogg. I personally don't think. I personally don't think the video is really that important. I think the reactions are definitely telling of where we are with this whole Trump thing. The video itself, I mean, I didn't see the video. I think the little snippet that we saw was enough to understand what was going on because nobody likes Trump that's conscious and sane. But the situation that was just depicted there, right or wrong, I would say it was probably not 100% appropriate, but it wasn't 100% wrong either. It was, I would say, how he felt is what he put on the screen, and threatening the life of the current president of the United States. I say the acting president. Yeah, the current president of the United States. It's probably shocking for a lot of people, but it's not anything that you're going to go to jail over in terms of an artistic representation. The way he did it. I mean, they kill off the president on TV all the time, right? You go through different TV shows and different movies and things like that. I mean, we just had 2 major movies depict and a brand new TV show that with Kiefer Sutherland in it, all depicting the destruction of our government and the leaders of our government. So I don't see them saying let's go arrest them for creating scenarios that could be deadly to our administration. So so what Snoop Dogg did, being that he did use a real life replica of Trump, as it were. I would say it wasn't 100% right. Yeah, we shouldn't threaten the life of anybody by using art or otherwise. But he's not about to go to jail. If it had been Trump, Obama, Bush the second, whoever he would have wanted it to be. I mean, people have said, F the police, F the president. People have said F Bush, F Clinton, F whoever for years, right? So this is not new. Yeah. Trump is all of his feelings. He's the master of wild and reckless claims. So he's the master of that. I'm about to do a whole series of posts about that, but.
I think in a way, you feel me, like I said, I didn't see it, but this is what's great about America, freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So it's like, ain't nobody really died. Like Willie said, it's art. So they were actors. They was just putting on this. You feel me? And also though, I read what Trump said. I kind of get his point. Yeah, you're a little sensitive. We talk about, like George. If anybody should feel bad about being misrepresented, it should be George Bush, because how they used to do him was just crazy. You feel me? You feel me? Like they used to embarrass him daily. So, Trump just got to get used to it. I think underlying what Trump was saying though, he really wanted to say like if that was a white man talking about doing that to a black president, y'all would have had, especially a celebrity, like it would have been some outcry. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And he does have a point there. I do give him a point. If that was a white celebrity, you feel me, doing that, if that was like Eminem doing that to Obama, yeah, Eminem would have caught that wrath.
I mean, in a way, okay, so I look at it 2 ways. Well, I look at it 2 ways on that, though, because that happened with Obama a lot. I mean, a lot of white people threatened Obama's life. A lot of white people threatened his president. They they minimize
celebrity though.
I mean, yeah, celebrity. Too, yeah, a lot of those white like country singers and some actors and stuff like that have made some disparaging comments. They didn't put a gun to a replica of Obama and shoot a video of it. Yeah, I think that might have been taken a little bit harsher. I do agree with that, but I don't think it was any less than what they've done. I mean, Obama caught it from both whites and blacks to a degree, but I think as white people, they do get a harsher sentence when it comes to the public outcry. I do believe it, and I would never doubt that a white person can only go so far when it comes to either their criticism. Like, they know they got to keep it low key. They know they got to keep it under wraps to a point because they don't get so much flack. They don't, the threat of losing jobs, the threat of losing friends, the threat of being called a racist, things like that. Because prime example. This is really going to solidify this. If that had been a white person, like you said, let's say if it had been Eminem, if it had been somebody we love, right, some white guy we love, it had been Robin Thicke. Let's say it was Robin Thicke was talking about slapping Obama or killing Obama or whatever. It wouldn't even have to be killing Obama. It could have just been he thought Obama wasn't shit and he wanted to slap Obama, right? Black people would have ostracized him for one. They would have called him a racist. They would have called him all these names. People would have denounced him. They would have been all like, oh, yeah, we don't agree with what he did. Boycott his music, blah, blah, blah. Everybody would have been all on the same page. Would have been going after him. Snoop Dogg is not going to be called a racist behind this. He's not going to be called racist. He's not going to be called like the T.I. rant, as much as I love the rant, the T.I. rant, I think, to a point was I guess, on Clint's point, it's kind of wrong because T.I. said, don't, how did he put it? He pretty much said, like you can't say anything about what Snoop Dogg did because Snoop Dogg's a rap legend. Like, no, anybody can be mad at Snoop Dogg for what he did. It's not right to say that we can't be mad at Snoop Dogg because of what he did because he's a rap legend. That don't give him a pass. You know what I'm saying? But, me, myself, personally, yeah, I enjoyed that part of the conversation when T.I. said that. I was with him. I raised the roof with him when I was like, yeah, because, Commander Cheeto don't have no right to talk about anybody the way he acting, the way he do his thing.
I watched TMZ, and they were talking about it, and they asked Tretch, how did he feel about the Snoop video? And Tretch was like, whatever. Now, Ice-T was with Tretch. Who Ice-T is. He was sitting there, and he was like, Snoop went a little too far. That's my dude, though, but he went a little too far. And Tretch turned to Ice-T, was like, ain't you fuck the police? And something turned SVU detectives, and they got a good laugh out of it. But I thought it was funny because I'm like, whoa. Because, they got to be that close for him to be able to, like what, nigga, you?
Yeah.
Like, you over there in the top, like a couple years back, you fucked the police, and now you, hey, come over here with this extra shit, like, you don't get out of here. Like, he could say basically saying Snoop could say what the hell he want to say.
Yeah.
Like, he's going.
Now, what did Bow Wow actually say? I know they said he said something about Melania, but I didn't even read the quote.
Hold on, I'm about to look that up. Bow Wow's response to Trump.
Yeah.
I'm about to Google that. Okay, so let's see. We're going on Bing. Come on, Bing, make it happen.
Bing? Oh, you already messed up when you said Bing.
Yeah.
You Google that?
Yeah.
Dead ass.
We left Bing a long time ago.
That's what popped up.
Being like the Underground Railroad of like we on the civil rights.
I don't know why I go to Bing anyway. Yeah, because I can't find it. Shut up! I hate y'all.
Hey, it was so crazy. It was so crazy, Willie. I didn't even know Bing existed until she just said it. I forgot all about it.
I forgot all about it. I know, right? Something. What's this? Oh,
yeah, hold on. Now it says, okay, so Bow Wow response was, Ayo, at the real Donald Trump. Shut your punk ass up talking shit about my Uncle Snoop before we pimp out your wife and make her reply.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that I didn't know who said that.
Now,
I know
wait,
said,
hold on. Wait. So is Bow Wow black again? Is that what we got here? Bow Wow black again?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is he black now or is he not black? I don't understand. I don't know what we got going on here.
Exactly. Yeah.
He black. Hold on. First of all, he got to defend Snoop. Snoop brought him out. Snoop brought him to JD, so he has.
Yeah, but that man not black though. He said he not black.
Yeah, but he ain't black. Right. But his uncle still Snoop Dogg allegedly. So of course he had to say to him, like that's the most, like that right there is that what Bow Wow said is I'm not okay with. Like I'm not okay with who says shit like that, and how old is he now?
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Saying shit like that?
Bow Wow,
because
Bow Wow is the one that hasn't grown up. The Bow Wow is the exact dude, the little dude that still come to you like he's 12 and try to kick it to you talking about, can I get your number because we have to get on this bus. That's the exact dude that ain't grown up yet.
Now, let me ask you something.
Tell me Ray J.
Does he get do we got to give him some leeway because of the way he grew up?
Who, Bow Wow?
Who, Bow Wow?
Yeah.
No.
We got to take. I mean, we got to take it into consideration. We got to take it into consideration. You got to take it into consideration. Like this, all he know is growing up in front of this camera. All he knows is females. All he knows is, I'm not giving him a pad. I said give him some leeway because all he knows is like luxury, so to speak. You know what I mean? He's been spoiled.
Yeah, because he came out young. I want to see your bags with Miss Bags. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
that was my sit down. No boy had a pocket.
If you spoiled at a certain like he's been spoiled rotten. That's what it looked like to me.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
like he's just been spoiled rotten.
I think you can still grow up and be spoiled rotten. I mean, you don't stop developing just because you got everything. You still have a choice, right? You still have a choice of what you do and how you do it, how you grow yourself. I mean, look at Usher. Look at Usher. Usher had the same, probably even worse, like than Bow Wow, because Usher's been relevant the whole 30 years he's been in music. So he's
still relevant. What's Bow Wow do?
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that Usher, but you see Usher's grown up. Usher, you know, he has his moments where he feels, you know, he can get out and do his thing like the 20-year-olds, even though he is about to be 40 or he is 40. No, he's about to be 40. But he still, when you see Usher, he be on his grown man shit. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't let fame turn him into a man child. Just like Bow Wow did. Bow Wow is literally a 12-year-old. He's the same 9-year-old that Snoop Dogg found in Ohio. I'm telling you, same 9-year-old in a 35-year-old body.
True indeed. I can't debate that.
For him to make that comment,
can't debate that.
For him to even make that comment about not being black, that's a 9-year-old. That's a 9-year-old right there. That's little kid talk. That's little baby talk.
Yeah. He over there, he been hanging out with Stacey Dash. But no, I don't care where you grew up. I don't care where you grew up, how you grew up, how hard your life was. I don't care. You are grown as hell. You should know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate.
See, that's not right. That's not true, though. That's not true.
I don't care. You should know. You know.
I mean, that's how you should. That's what we believe. That's what we believe how it should be, but that's not reality because it has never been that way.
Well,
okay. So
think about it. They created a crime. Well, I forget the name of it.
Cyberbullying.
To where with them rich kids like go and kill their parents or something like that.
Oh yeah, what was that boy that got off for that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that shit?
It's basically because they like saying he rich and bored. You know, like you know what I mean? Like you don't know, like they don't. Yeah. It's like
I forgot all about that boy that got off
like
of that.
How
Did he kill somebody?
Yeah, I think he killed his parents or something, or killed somebody. He killed somebody.
He killed somebody. Yeah.
He killed somebody. Yeah, and they let him off because of some like it's crazy.
It's
crazy, you know. So like for us to feel like we feel that way because we understand, you know, we dealing with the day-to-day struggle. So we got a different perspective. You know what I mean? But some of them that live in that life of luxury, they've been spoiled so much, they have no real perception of reality or what reality is.
But that's the problem because you got so many people that's wealthy that can get out. Like wealthy people can get away with crimes quicker than people like with OJ. We all know he killed them. He didn't go to jail. Why? Because he had money. He had a good lawyer and stuff like that. You got people that's locked up in jail that's waiting on other trials that have never not been convicted. They still waiting to keep getting hung jury after hung jury, or they've been sitting in jail, never having one trial and still locked up. And the system is crazy because you don't have the money to afford you the type of legal counsel that you would need.
Listen, all I know about OJ is the verdict was not guilty.
But we all knew.
Affluenza, right. Affluenza.
Yeah.
But what Sarita said, though, I don't want to get into an OJ conversation.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, he was found not guilty. You feel me? I don't care what nobody feel, what nobody talking about. They knew that man was found. Now I'm still around with OJ. Y'all ain't gonna be my
OJ. Hold on, OJ was guilty.
Everybody was rooting for OJ.
No.
And then y'all turned y'all back on it.
But then he fucked up his own situation, so he can't even he fucked himself up. So to me personally, OJ did it. Michael Jackson was touching them little boys, and Whitney was on crack. And even though she was saying crack is whack, she was on it.
Right,
so that's three things that we gotta live with, and that we know that's true, even if we don't want to believe it. And he didn't catch no good life.
Just because Cat Williams said that, don't make it true.
No, we know she was. Like really.
Well, everybody knows she was on crack, but I mean, them boys came out and denied that Michael touched them.
I think, even if he didn't touch them, he should have been laying in the bed with little boys. Like that's how you get yourself caught out there. You just started to sit as an adult that you should know that is not right. That you shouldn't.
How old is Chad Moss anyway? How old is Chad Moss? I don't call him Bow Wow no more, to be honest with you.
Chad.
Yeah.
I believe he's 32 or something like that. Got to be 32.
He's 30. He's 30. He's 30.
Oh, 30.
30?
Okay, 30. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm gonna say. He hit 30 now, so I believe, you know what I mean. Like nature's gonna take its course. He's gonna mature itself. You know what I mean? You don't got no choice at 30. You know what I mean? You're 30. You feel me? You gotta accept it. But you hit 30, it's like, all right.
I feel like after a while you're gonna make some realizations in life, but he's gotta have a moment, right? He's gotta have that moment that snaps him into reality, that makes him realize like you said, he's not that spoiled. He can't be that spoiled child anymore. But right now, I think it's still too many people allowing him to be that way, right? I was about to say earlier is that in terms of the comments that he made about the millennia thing, is that even though I don't think it's right personally, I don't think it's right. But I know it's not shocking that he said it because I know how immature he is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not shocked. I'm not like, oh my God, what? Like I could care less because I'm not shocked because I know he's immature. I know he's a child. You know, he's gonna say things like a 12-year-old, and and it's gonna be water under the bridge. So it don't matter. Now, if I heard a grown man say something like that, then I'm like, ooh, you know, what's wrong with them? What's going on in their life? You know, or they shouldn't have said they need to apologize. Like I don't even want an apology from Shad Moss because I could care less. You know, he's just a little kid. You know, in my viewpoint.
I understand.
All right, guys. Well, it's almost time to wrap the show. We got a couple minutes left. Y'all want to give out y'all info? I think we did a great show, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Well, this is Willie Styles.
You need to add your face to the lineup.
Hey, I'm always ready to get on the show, you know. So, catch me at Willie Styles, WillieStyles.info. I'm Willie Styles with a Z, so catch me at WillieStyles.info for all my links, or at Willie Styles at all the socials.
And y'all know y'all can hit me up on my blog at akingstruth.com, Twitter at eTruntonGloomy. Holla at me on Snapchat at akingstruth. So that's about it.
Yeah, I am Sunny_D on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. You can follow me on my blog, unreservedlyme.wordpress.com. I'm going to change that soon, but I'll give you guys updated info. But check me out there and everywhere that I'm at. JRose609, get social. He everywhere. We're going to slap him up in a couple of days. Don't worry about it, guys. We're going to slap him up. I'm really playing. JRose, we're going to slap you up. Thank you for listening to tonight's show. You can catch the playback either on YouTube this weekend, or you can go back to blogtalkradio.com/GFT Radio Show. Also, check out our blog, GFTRadioshow.com. Check that out. Follow us on YouTube, GFT Radio. Like our Facebook page, GFT Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at GFT_radio. So you can find us everywhere. We're on SoundCloud as well. SoundCloud.com/GFT Radio Show. So we're everywhere. Just find us. Anything else? Y'all want to drop anything else before we get out of here?
Catch you on the 17th.
Yep. Bye, guys.
All right, peace.
Napa know-how.
A Napa guy knows more isn't always better, unless we're talking about full-size vans. These beasts do more than get you from A to B. They have so much space a man can live in it. With shag carpeting, waterbed, and a sweet lava lamp, these mobile abodes have all the comforts of home. With quality parts and plenty of Napa know-how, you can keep the original tiny house running longer, stronger. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
When it comes to music, all the choices can be overwhelming. But when picking a new car, the choice is clear. Get to Nissan now for big savings on our full lineup. Shop your local Nissan dealer and choose Nissan.com today.